jasmine, oolong, green, and white. Long ago, these 4 teas were skillfully brewed at the Blissful Brew. Then, everything changed when the shop's popularity threatened its existence. All Mr. Okuran, the shop's owner and tea master, could do was to recruit 4 teenage orphans to learn his trade and staff his shop. A year has passed since the orphans were hired, and although their skills have progressed, they still have a lot to learn before they can brew anything. But I believe that they have the potential to make the Blissful Brew the greatest tea shop in the world.
And welcome back to another episode of Benders and Brews, the Avatar Legends Real Play podcast, where we really play Avatar Legends. We play the heck out of it. Welcome back to episode 2 of season 2. Really excited to be here, of course, again. Hope you all listened to the prequel episodes as well as the season 2's episode 0 and, of course, episode 1. Otherwise, you have no idea what is about to happen. So, anyways, we're going to jump right into things as we've decided is going to be kind of our pattern for this season, our little ritual, our tradition, you might say. I'm going to go around the table that's in front of me with all these wonderful players sitting here and ask each of them to give me an interesting fact about their character. So let's kick things off with Connor again.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. No one really asked the DM how he's doing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I wanted to just start off with that.
I appreciate it.
Of course. So, fun fact about Brock Lee. At times, if he's like just walking around feeling bored and he wants to, just be a guy, throw stuff, what'll do, he'll spit on the ground to make some mud. He'll earth bend the mud up into his fingers, roll it into a ball, and just flick it, and it'll stick to trees.
Well, NPCs are going to think twice about shaking Brock's dirty hands from now on.
I mean, he washes them when he washes dishes. So
oh, that's true. That's true.
So now
the dishwater is like instantly dirty, not from the dishes themselves, but just Brock puts his hands in there to clean them, and it's like black water.
Disgusting.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Mr. Oberon's like, why did I put an earthbender on dish duty? Well, didn't you did the rinsing, Michaela,
yeah.
right, Mika?
I did the rinsing.
And then you just did the drying, which means the you ruined everything at the end. She cleans it, hands it to you, your dirty hands, and uses the smudged, clean washcloth.
I mean, no one died.
No one dies. They're all like,
no one got sick.
Mr. Okran, you chose such a strange color for your clean dishes. Brown. Oh, boy. All right, moving on. Dave, tell us something interesting about Guohan.
Well, Guohan, when he's, bored and wants to feel like a man, he enjoys going to romantic comedies at the theater.
Guohan's a rom-com man.
The live-action theater.
Yes.
Sometimes he just sneaks in. Sometimes he'll pay for the ticket, depending on how much he wants to see the show.
Okay.
He doesn't. If his favorite actor is there, actress rather, he'll pay to get in to see it.
Ah, okay.
What's his favorite actress's name?
Fatima Quick.
Fatima Quick.
Wow.
All right, I gotta write that down. That's gonna come into play at some point.
Quick.
Once you guys get back to Gowling, guess who? Fatima Quick's like, hey, heard about your tea shop. Okay, Bill Dorr or Cameron with playing Bill Dorr. What's something interesting?
Interesting.
Interesting.
So, how long has it been since? Oh, that just happened. Yeah, it's very recent. Yeah. So.
It's been.
In his free time, well, prior to everything that's happened, Bill would spend some free time, and he would go out to this the town square, the center, and there was this resting bench area, and Bill Dorr would go.
He'd go sit on it and get resting bench face.
Yeah, he'd sit on it, and he would take out his notes and he would take notes on all the people that would just be passing by, and he would just people watch.
Oh, okay.
In his free time, not all the time, but he would just do that occasionally and stuff.
Okay.
And he found great interest in just watching people's lives go around him
Sure.
and stuff. And mostly he paid attention to the families.
Oh, okay.
And see how they interacted and stuff.
So maybe like a sense of almost jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good word for it.
Sure. All right. Some deep facts coming from Bill Dorr. Michaela, tell us something interesting about Mika.
Well, Mika and her dad, to pass the time sometimes, they would throw on little skits. Play, like different characters, make believe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So every once in a while she'll pull out her acting skills and, do a couple cons.
Oh.
A couple what?
Cons.
Cons? Like theft?
Like she'll con people.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
I thought you were saying comms, like romantic comedies.
She'll throw on a couple of cons.
She's throwing on a mask.
Are you
Mika is, oh my gosh, what was her name? Something...
Fatima Quit?
Fatima Quit. Oh my gosh, it's her, like, alter ego. Oh my gosh.
Lord.
And within 2 fun facts, we've created and found like a character all at once. How interesting. I'm Skylar. I'm the DM. Interesting fact about me, I once held a cow's head down so that a person could give it a massive needle in its neck. It was not pleasant. Fun. That was a fun fact about me. Awesome. And no further questions on that. Let's move into the episode. All right, and welcome back to Benders and Brews, Season 2, Episode 2, the 2-2, one might say. Thank you. Yes.
In Earth Spirit.
Yes, an Earth. We got ourselves an Earth Spirit.
Oh, he's scared.
Even the DM is scared.
Old Rooney starts making some crazy noises as this giant rock-like monster is plowing through this area. Once again, as described on the previous episode, it has 2 arms and 2 legs, kind of humanoid in shape to some extent, but it's more like just a collection of chunks of rock and boulders all just kind of sticking together by some unknown mysterious spirit force as it starts to just smash through this construction zone, obviously angry for some reason. And you all stand on a precipice overlooking this scene as these workers are shouting in terror as this monster continues to approach and attack them.
Well, we gotta help him.
Where'd Dilbert go?
He's with... Were you carrying him? Or who's...
I
thought he was
He's in a box.
Yeah.
Well, he was running ahead.
I thought that was a joke, but okay, yeah.
I caught back up to Dilbert, and
Okay.
I sling him on my back like a backpack.
He's
for
definitely
now.
getting bigger at this point. Like, I imagined him like 2 feet high, and I feel like at this point he's gotten to like a 3 feet squid span.
Well, he's a growing boy.
He's a growing boy.
I'll hop down and try and help the construction workers.
All right, sounds good.
You know,
Is anyone else going down to help them, or are you guys going to continue to observe? Because evade and observe is an option.
yeah, that's not Brock's style. Brock's not an observe type of guy.
So something that I was kind of reading about that I kind of want to put out there to you guys before we get too much further. Your balance, if you can make the argument for it, whatever direction your balance is leaning, you could theoretically use that instead of what you would normally roll to do something, as long as it fits with that balance. So for instance, Connor, yours, and I don't know if you guys would necessarily know this about him, so just keep that in mind going forward. You might have to try to test his balance. You might have to try to figure it out or whatever the case. But yours is force and care. So if your balance was towards force, you would have that +1, -1. So that +1 is to say if you were to do an action that would insinuate force, you would gain a +1 on your dice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you were doing something that insinuated care, you'd have a -1. And then vice versa if it was moving towards care.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind moving forward. If you can make the argument for it and say the stat that you would normally roll has like a 0 or a minus to it or whatever the case, if you're doing something that fits the narrative for that side of your balance track, you could use that instead to roll. So just something that I kind of was reading about today.
Okay.
But anyways, all right, sorry. So you guys are all kind of up there observing the situation. Connor, you're leaping down, or sorry, Broccoli is leaping down to assist in these workers. I'm going to call this an exchange as this monster is kind of attacking, unless you would want to do something outside of it. I guess technically you're not directly within an exchange of it at the moment. It's still attacking the workers. So I guess if you wanted to do something else that's not, like you're not engaging with it just yet. So do you want to do something as the initial engagement before we go into kind of like a combat exchange?
Let's see.
And I mean, you don't even have to like find like a stat for it if there's just something specific that you want to try to do, and then I'll find the stat for it or whatever.
Let's see. I mean, I just said he doesn't evade and observe, so I can't double back on that. I'd say
you could still evade and observe. I mean, like I said, you haven't engaged with it yet, so you don't even have to choose a combat approach per se.
Okay.
You could just, do anything right now, I guess, because you just leaped down. You're in the scene. You're standing there. Some of the dust cloud has kind of like overtaken you. You cough a little bit as you wave a little bit out of your face, but it's definitely getting stirred up from this whole situation that's going on.
Okay. So I guess as I get down there, I'll try and help as many of the people that the Earth Spirit is not attacking. Help them to just get out of the way, get to some sort of safe area.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely plenty of them that have been injured. And, you kind of like help pull them out of there, whatever the case. I would argue, honestly, that doing this would actually move your balance towards care.
Okay.
Because rather than engaging, since yours is force and care, rather than engaging with just like jumping in and starting bashing with this monster, you're trying to get people out of the situation and safe. So I would definitely say that applies. Is anybody else, as you guys are watching this happen, anybody else doing anything?
I'm just watching.
Okay.
Yep.
Mika's just watching. Bill is just watching.
Same here.
All right.
Guohan's gonna just move to save cover. Make sure there's nothing above him that's gonna Rooney him.
Okay. Rooney is just standing over you, and his like outward section, half of his body just hangs over you. Like, oh, it got shady right here. Whoa! As you look up, and he's like smiling over you. No, but okay, yeah. I mean, you guys are on the kind of top section of like this overlook, so there's definitely nothing like above you as far as like the mountain goes or anything. You're kind of the ones looking down on this whole scene.
Oh,
so.
perfect.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So back over to Connor. Connor, you've pulled some people out of the way, gotten them kind of a safe distance away. There's still maybe like 3 workers that are like battling this thing actively. They're not currently injured, but they're obviously in the fight. What would you like to do next?
So it's just me?
Just you down there.
I mean...
Well, and the 3 workers.
I guess I'd have to just go and help the 3 workers as well.
All right.
I mean, I can't just leave them hanging.
Are you doing anything specific, or are you just kind of rushing into the fight?
I'll start with seize a position on the defend and maneuver.
Okay.
To move to a new location, I guess I would engage with the foe. Any foe engaged with me can mark 1 fatigue to block this, but I don't know why
Right. No, yeah. Okay, so you're rushing in, and then you're going to choose defend and maneuver, so you'll be rolling for that.
Okay. To establish an advantageous position.
Yes. And you'll be rolling with focus.
Rolling with focus. Okay. 7.
7. All right, cool. So with a 7, you're able to choose one basic or master technique.
Okay.
So you were doing defend a maneuver, and you were going to do seize a position.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to rush in. You're going to establish this advantageous position. It will not mark 1 fatigue because you're kind of like a new person just running into this. Do you have a specific spot that you want to kind of set up at for whatever your next move might be?
Are there any particular weak points that I'm able to see? Or is there anything... Or is that something that I'm not allowed to just sort of learn from you? I have to sort of watch and...
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds definitely like it'd be assess the situation.
Assess the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should have done that first.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, you've established yourself at kind of an advantageous situation, and you can jump in and out of like combat exchanges. Since all he would have done is probably he's continuing to smash, so he's just smashing the ground around him, trying to hit the people, but kind of almost doing so blindly. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a strike at the moment. He's mostly just swinging wildly and destroying the area around him.
Okay. So then I will roll to assess the situation.
Okay,
So
go for
I
it.
can learn any weaknesses. I roll with creativity.
Yep.
12.
Wow, okay. So on a 12, you can ask 2 of the various questions that are listed there. What here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What is my best way out, in, or through? Or who or what is in the greatest danger?
All right, so I will ask, what is my best way in, as in like into this fight to where...
Yeah. The creature definitely seems to be focused on the things, so you can kind of tell there's like a direction to its movements. So that suggests that it has a front and that's where it's attacking at, and it has a back, and it doesn't seem to be aware, even though it doesn't have like a head and eyes, it doesn't seem to be aware of what's behind it. So if you were able to get behind it, you'd probably be in a better position to do some kind of attack without it being able to retaliate as well.
Okay. Yeah, I guess what can I use to inflict the most damage?
Okay. Something about that gem that's sitting kind of almost on top of where its head would be seems significant to you. It's the fact that it's so contrasted and so different from the rest of its just rock body. It really feels like that holds some sort of significance over this creature or spirit or whatever it seems to be.
Okay. So I will... Do I have to reroll to move to the advantageous position?
I would say that you assessed this as you were running and got behind it as you noticed that, it's got kind of like a weak spot per se. And there's definitely plenty of like outcropping rocks and such that you could have like hid behind to get back there. So
Okay. So how big is this thing?
oh man, I mean it's a good like 10 feet tall.
Okay. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and climb up some like piles of rocks behind it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and jump on top of it, and I will try and strike the gem, and I will try and dislodge it.
Okay. I'm almost wondering if that might be 2 separate moves. So you would do one to seize another position.
Okay.
And then that would get you on top of it, and then you could do strike afterwards, or at least attempt to do strike afterwards.
Okay. So roll for seize position.
Yeah.
10.
10. Wow. Okay, so with a 10,
Hot rolls. It's hot.
You're doing the math wrong.
you can mark 1 fatigue to use a learn technique, you can use 1 practice technique, or you can use 2 basic or master techniques. So since you chose defend and maneuver, you have the option to do 2 different options within that,
Okay.
I suppose.
So I will seize position.
Okay, yep. So you use that to get yourself on top of this rock monster. It definitely takes notice that you're there. Like, it can feel you on it. And so it kind of, like, is confused. It's moving around. But you managed to land on it in such a way that you get a nice, stable position. It's a big creature, so it's definitely enough of a platform for you to, like, steady yourself on. Plus, the fact that you're an earthbender, you can kind of probably hold onto rocks a little bit better by using a little bit of earthbending technique.
Yeah. So, what kind of statuses would I be able to inflict on this beast?
Yeah,
Does it have
so
different statuses?
yeah, so there's a list of negative statuses. Doomed, impaired, trapped, or stunned.
Okay, so then I will use ready.
Okay.
Mark 1 fatigue to ready yourself or your environment, assigning or clearing a fictionally appropriate status of nearby characters or yourself.
Did you want the positive statuses too, or are you planning on putting a negative status on this thing?
I mean, so it's either positive on myself or negative on this.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind making it feel like it's doomed.
Oh, okay. So tell me what it is that you do to put it into a doomed situation.
So I will get on top of this thing.
Okay.
And it's squirming around, trying to shake me off. It has no idea what I am, where I am, what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And I'm just starting to wail away at the gem on top of its head.
Okay.
Or on top of its body. And I think what would qualify it feeling doomed is if it starts to dislodge a bit.
Oh, okay. So you start to make some progress on pulling this gem out.
Starts to make a bit of progress.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, so it is under a sense of doom. Doomed basically is saying that you're in grave danger. You mark 1 fatigue every few seconds in each exchange until you free yourself. So as you are pulling away at this gem on top of where its head would be, it's panicking, presumably. I mean, it's a rock, so it's kind of hard to tell. But by its flailing and stuff, you can tell that it's freaking out, it's nervous, and it's becoming less and less, you could almost say connected. You're actually watching, as you're slowly pulling this gem out, you can see some of the chunks of rock actually falling from its body as it seems to be sort of losing its... let's call it wholeness, per se. So you've definitely got it doomed, per se. If it wasn't able to do anything against you to stop you, then it might fall apart entirely.
Okay. Sounds like good for me.
Awesome.
But, so do I get another turn, or is it the rock monster's turn?
He would have advanced and attacked. He would have struck. This would have been after you got on, or before you got on top, or well, I guess after, actually. Yeah. He would have struck. So strike a foe in reach, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center, their choice. He can mark 1 fatigue to instead choose to hammer you with blows, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue, or strike where they are weak, inflicting a condition. He's just going to do the base. So you have your option to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from the center.
It's one of those 3?
Yeah, you get to choose.
I'll shift balance away from center.
Okay, which way are you going?
I'll go back towards force.
Towards force? Yep, I think that makes sense.
So
since you're up there,
yeah,
he's forcing you to kind of continue your attack against him as it flails about, and you're just like trying to get this gem out from
what is
its
Brock
rocket.
doing down there?
Yeah, the rest of you 3 are seeing him like riding cowboy on top of this rock monster. Did you guys want to do anything as you watch this scene?
I want to assess the situation.
Okay.
I think Brock's gonna die.
So forward.
I'm gonna die.
I've seen if you're gonna die.
What is...
I have 1 fatigue.
I got a 12.
Wow, okay. You guys are rolling high tonight. Fantastic. All right, Dave.
Wait till you get to me.
Yeah, I suppose so. All right, so as you assess the situation, you have the ability to ask me 2 of those questions, having rolled a 12. Do you have a preference on what that is? Also, real quick, Brock, I forgot to mention this.
Yes.
You do have a +1 ongoing as well when you're acting on the answers of those situations. So if you do something else after this, you'll have a +1 to your dice roll as long as you're acting on the answers to those questions, which the gem is, and I would assume that might be the direction you're going. So,
okay, yeah.
Dave, you'll also have a +1 acting towards whatever it is that you're about to ask. So,
what here can I use to help Brock, and what's my best way? I'm gonna say in. So what's my best way down the side of this mountain?
okay. So, as an earthbender, you have kind of the unique ability to kind of manipulate a pathway for yourself if you were to like slide down or something along those lines. You do see a fairly like thin but flat rock that you almost wonder if you could like sled down the side of this hill safely and quickly. Additionally, there are a number of like sort of outcroppings of rock that if you wanted to, you might be, and this is going to your other question, break into chunks and using your earthbending maybe kick or throw towards the monster to give it Broccoli a bit of a distraction while he tries to rip this gem out of its head. You can kind of see what he's trying to do, and you wonder if maybe the best bet would be ensure that the thing isn't directly attacking him from on its head, or where the head would be.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. We'll go into another round of, I assume, combat exchange.
Yep.
If you're cool with that, all right, sounds good. And then Dave, you're involved in it and everything. So if you have something that you would like to contribute as well, you have that opportunity.
So is it...
Although it doesn't necessarily have to be a combat technique necessarily, if you didn't want it to be.
So is this my turn or his turn?
So both of you would decide simultaneously what you wanted to do. Again, technically, you could decide something outside of the techniques for combat, depending on where you are. You're pretty like directly in contact with this, so it'd be kind of like a bit dangerous for you to do anything other than combat to some extent.
I will advance and attack.
Okay.
If he picks something else, does he get to go before me?
If he were to do defend a maneuver, or depending on narratively what it is that he wants to do, it could go first. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to advance and attack.
Okay, sounds good. So both of you are going to be advance and attacking. It also is advance and attacking. You guys will go first. Does anyone have a preference?
I'll go first, I guess.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I will roll for smash.
Okay.
I will, in this attempt, I'm going to try and just, because it says smash, mark one fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment. I will attempt to destroy this gem on top of the monster.
All right, so both of you are going to be rolling with passion since you're both doing advance and attack to determine if you do something or how much you're able to do or whatever the case. So
okay, I get a +2 on passion. 13.
And is that with your +1 as well?
14.
14. Wow, goodness. Okay, so yeah, you use smash. You raise your hand above your head. You come down hard as earthbenders do. They don't fear the rock as it's coming towards them per se. So you feel very confident as you come down. You break the rock as your fist makes contact with it. The gem itself breaks free from the creature's head and flies up. As it does, the creature starts to kind of like wobble and so on. Guo, what are you doing?
I'm also going to smash.
Okay.
I'm going to look at those rock colonnades or whatever on the side of the hill. And I'm going to attempt to, take out the small piece of stone that's holding the pillar up.
Oh, and cause it to kind of collapse. Okay.
Yeah.
And you roll, what did you roll?
Or get like a small rock, like getting some momentum to roll into that and to cause some sort of avalanche.
Sure.
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay, cool. That's a success. So you rush over to one of these outcroppings that sort of angled at just the right spot on the top of this hill that you're sort of on, and you break out a chunk of it, allowing the rock to tumble forward and start rolling down the hill, as you mentioned. Brock, you have just ripped the gemstone out of its head, and as it wobbles and starts to destabilize, a rock outcropping comes down and sort of sweeps its legs out from under it. So the whole beast kind of just tumbles backwards and falls. I would say you deftly, easily, leap off of it, having, maybe seen this coming, or just having the fact that you were on top of it. in your favor. So you leap off this beast. You've got the giant gem in your hand, and the beast is down. As it hits the ground, all the rocks that make up this spirit, as they said, or as Rooney had yelled, just sort of start to roll away into just a series of boulders, not one connected creature anymore.
Are you, like me, a fan of piracy or privateering out in your D&D campaign? Well, check this out. We have been working on a brand new airship combat system that means you and your privateer crew can now take to the skies and pillage at new heights. Within this system, you will get three-dimensional dynamic movement and combat rules. You'll get a brand new updated aircrew system, as well as brand new spells, items, creatures, and example airships for you to use in your campaign, as well as crews to put on them. But I think the coolest part about all of this is we have a custom shipbuilder application that will allow you to customize and build your very own airship. It means you and your team can have exactly what you want as you take on the skies. If you're interested in any of that, check out our Sky Zephyrs Kickstarter here at Hermie and the Dude.
Snyder's Return is a tabletop roleplay interview and actual play podcast. We chat with content creators from both mainstream and indie publishers, and we release actual play episodes of systems like our City of Mist game, Meddlers, Monsters and Madmen, and more games coming in the future. We also have a TTRPG review show on YouTube, Fly Like a D6. Come and check us out. You can find us on Twitter at Return Snyder, Instagram Snyders_return. You can find us on YouTube at Snyder's Return, Discord, and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Skylar here, your friendly neighborhood game master. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that we at Benders and Brews have been working our creative juices extra hard and pushing our artistic skills to the max in order to bring you some sick Benders and Brews merch. That's right, you can head on over to the TeePublic shop we created where you can snag shirts, stickers, mugs, and so much more with your favorite B&B characters on them. Grab a Chibi Mika baseball t-shirt, or maybe you want a broccoli mug designed with the Employee Blissful Brew Tea Shop logo. There's all of those and more, and even more down the road when we come up with ideas. So head on over to TeePublic and search for Benders and Brews, or you can follow us on social media where we'll post the links that'll be easily available to all of you. And of course, if you get some of our merch, be sure to tag us in a photo of you with the respective B&B swag, because all of us at the studio would love to see it. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show.
So with the gem in hand, I turn up to Bill and Mika, and I just yell, "Did you enjoy the show?"
Yeah.
Thanks for the help.
I guess you pretty much had it handled, Brock.
Would have been nice to have some help still. Well, we have a gem now. I guess that's kind of cool. Should we get back onto the boats?
Is everyone okay down there?
I think everyone's fine.
One man steps forward and he says, "Well, I gotta say, I'm the foreman here, and I've never quite seen anything like that before in my life. I gotta say, I really appreciate your guys' help. Who knows what would have happened to us if you hadn't been here?"
Yeah, well, happy to help, just be careful next time a rock monster comes up, I suppose.
"Well, I've never seen such a thing in my life." And then all of a sudden, Rooney, slides. He jumps up and, lands on his back and slides down the hill with his legs up in the air, sort of almost steering things as he rolls, or slides. And he pops back up onto his feet as he reaches the bottom. He's like, "Well, I told
you that things like this would happen. I said, it's dangerous to go carving through the middle of a mountain. But you guys didn't listen to me, and you said, we're going to make it go down.
He just kind of loses all sense of understanding after a certain moment, and the guy's like, well, I don't know what to say. You sound like a crazy old man.
Yeah, crazy old man. Crazy old man. Well, I'm not a crazy old man today. Look at what happened.
Oh, okay, fair point. I see your point. I apologize if I may have offended you, sir. But what we're doing here is very important in creating trade between Gowling and the Fire Nation, and it has to be done. I don't care whatever. I mean, he's just gone like off his rocker. You don't even know what he's saying anymore. But
Well, we were fine. Like, yeah, there was an Earth Spirit, but see, we're fine. Everything's fine. These guys are all fine. I mean, a few cuts and bruises, but we should be good.
yes, I agree. I think we'll be all right. We may take the rest of the day off to recover, and then we'll continue in the morning.
Nobody want to listen to me. Let's get out of here. I don't want to be around these crazy people anymore. There could be more rock spirits out here. Who knows?
So, I'm assuming if we start walking back we're back down towards the boats, can I, inspect
Well, you guys aren't at the boats yet. I mean, you guys are still making your way through the mountain.
Wishful thinking.
Like, as we're walking down there, can
Okay.
I, inspect the gem, see if there's any sort of...
Sure, yeah.
Do I need to roll for that, or...?
The best thing that I could think of is if you wanted to try to assess a situation. Otherwise, it's hard to say if you personally would know much about it or be able to really sense much about it. It'd be something you'd probably just need somebody with expert knowledge to kind of help you out and determine.
Gotcha. So I'll sort of extend the gem out to, Rooney and Bill, Mika, and Guo, and just the whole gang. See, you guys know anything about this? It gave this thing life, so it's got to be pretty important, right?
Oh, I think I might have seen or heard stories about something like this.
What kind of stories?
Well, I think, this is just a theory, mind you, but I think what you've got there is known as the heart of the mountain.
Heart of the mountain?
Yes, the heart of the... Yes, the whole mountain.
So you were punching that.
I mean, it didn't break it, so...
Some say that the heart of the mountain homes a guardian spirit, and each mountain has one. Sometimes multiple, depending, the size of the mountain and, I don't know, a number of other factors. I don't know about.
You killed it.
Well, yeah. Just out of curiosity, how many mountains are we going to be encountering on this trip?
Oh, just this one. We just gotta get through this, and then on the other side, we'll get to Chin Village.
Okay, so we won't hopefully encounter any more of those guys.
Oh, no, I doubt it.
To be fair, it wasn't...
we're not the ones digging into the mountain. That's usually why they come out, is if someone's just gone too far, and then this thing comes out.
I was trying not to say.
Say what?
Wow, back-to-back Lord of the Rings episodes in 2 episodes.
There's a lot of Lord of the Rings references coming in season 2.
Oh, boy.
Well, what's done is done, right? It's not like we...
You ripped its heart out.
You know what? Yeah.
Spirits are going to be after you.
You old heartbreaker.
All things considered, I bet it used to be mad at the construction crew, and I almost wonder if it's changed its feelings.
I'm sure it has at this point. So.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad about helping you, even though I didn't help you that much, Brock, but...
Well, if we're all cursed about this, I'll take the blame for that. I will say a big ol' oops on that.
So what are you going to do with it?
I guess hang on to it. See we can do anything with it.
Uh-huh. Who knows? It's possible. Could sell for a good price.
I don't know if I'd want to sell it, but I'm not opposed to it either.
Maybe
Keeping
if
your
you rub
options
it, you
open.
make a wish.
Oh.
Hey, all right,
See, I
so-
never heard a legend about that, but I suppose anything's possible when it comes to the spirit world.
I will rub the gem, the heart of the mountain, just to see if I get a wish.
You don't get a wish, but you do feel almost like a rhythmic vibration within it.
That's probably fine. Let's keep on trucking.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Anything
why not?
happen?
Let's-
Nothing's to it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of vibrated a little bit, but it's probably fine.
Whisper
The
to
rock
it.
did? The gem did?
Yeah. After I rubbed it.
Yeah, that's totally normal.
Yeah.
Let's
We're-
keep this spooky soul stone.
Yeah.
I see glows on my side.
Stone, yeah.
Spooky soul
Oh, boy.
stone.
Send shivers down your spine.
It starts to eventually get late in the day, and it slowly starts to get to a point where it's getting dark. And Rooney encourages you all. He says, "Well, I think it's about time that we set up camp. I think before we're probably not too far off, but I think we're just far off enough that we probably don't want to be making our way through the mountains once it gets dark. That's just from my professional opinion."
All right.
All right.
Seems like a good enough place. Gohan's gonna climb into a tree and set up his hammock.
All right. Wow! If only I had been above the rock that fell on my back, then I wouldn't be like this. That's some good thinking. Get up high.
Brock's he's gonna do his rock bed where he
Rock bed.
he puts himself at ground level
Yep.
with his rock blanket.
As we all know.
Yep.
Bill and Mika, as the non-bender and water-bender of the group, what do you do to see? Mika, you don't have a rooftop to sleep on.
Go sleep up in the tree.
Yeah, I might actually do that.
Go for it.
All right, you grab yourself another branch. How do you, secure yourself onto the tree?
I'm a small
You just
gal.
lay on the
Yeah.
branch and hope you don't roll in your sleep?
I don't move.
Oh, okay. She doesn't move in her sleep. All right.
You
Fun fact about Mika.
You gotta be silent when you're sleeping in the jungle,
Stock
Right.
the
still.
woods,
Perfectly
whatever.
still or you'll die.
Yes.
When you sleep on the roofs.
It's like those
Well,
crazy people that
you know, if
sleep
you-
on,
If you sleep light enough,
That's true. You hope you wake up before you roll off the edge.
Imagine non-moving dreams. That's the key. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like a thing. Like, people will set up a cot on the side of a mountain, like literally suspended there, and then they sleep in that.
Yeah.
And I just, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bill, what are you doing?
I took my dog with me. It's sleeping on his belly.
Is there a fire?
There can be. Rooney's got supplies, so I mean, yeah, he can make one.
Should
Didn't you
we
read the-
make one?
Didn't you read the note? There's only the fire in your heart.
Oh yeah, sorry. I need to rip out my heart. Well, we already ripped out a mountain's heart.
Yeah,
We shouldn't rip out Bill's heart.
Maybe that's
He probably doesn't
clue.
have one. He's too quiet now. His heart's broken in a million pieces.
He's working on it. Are you saying this in the tree?
It's like we're
You're up in a tree.
He's up in the tree and she's like,
Bill is like, fucking Bill. Oh, he's so quiet.
Bill. Oh, Mr. Uncle. Goodness sakes.
Like he just died 2 days ago.
Some people, grieve differently. Denial.
He definitely would probably get a fire going. Not much as far as there'd be some dried food or something, stuff that's easy to pack and take with you and things along those lines. So he would have some, whatever you guys packed, obviously you could eat. But there is a fire, and he sleeps next to it. He's got his own little sleeping bag kind of a situation going on.
Okay, Bill Dorr definitely goes and rests. He sleeps against the base of the tree.
Okay.
My tree? That's weird.
Well,
You're not coming
I was
down
in
with
this
that.
tree first.
yeah, go on in that tree first. You joined his tree. He let you into that tree, right?
Some sturdy trees growing in a mountain.
You're lucky he didn't charge toll.
The troll toll?
Yeah,
Troll toll.
The Guo troll. Toll. So he'd let rest against the tree holding his bow staff.
Okay, all right.
I'd give Dilbert some mealworms and I'd tuck him in.
Aw, it's adorable. Perfect. Yeah, so you guys all get a good night's rest. Otherwise uneventful, although there might have been some difficulty falling asleep just because of the strange either noises or lack of noises that comes with camping out in nature that you might not be used to.
Nah.
Some of you might not be used to, having been living in Gowling for so long. Hearing the night bustle and hustle of the various people going about their business and such, doesn't exist here, but at the same time there are a lot of sounds that are new to you, from bugs to strange creatures that live amidst the mountains. But whatever the case, nothing seems to bother you through the night. In the back of your mind, you wonder if maybe that was worth paying for when it came to Rooney. He has obviously led you to a space in the area that is safe from potential prowling creatures, whatever the case. You wake up the next morning. If you have any fatigue, I would say this probably relieves one, since it's sleeping outside in the kind of a more camping situation. So, but otherwise, yeah, you feel more or less rested. Rooney sits there. He's like,
Well, I figured it's not far to go, so I didn't want to wake you all too early, because, I mean, we'll get there before the end of the day. So if you guys are ready and awake...
Lead the way.
All right, and away we go.
And so you guys continue on through the mountain range, and slowly but surely, off in the distance, you can see the outskirts of Chin Village.
Whoa.
Is this Chin Village, bro?
That over there is Chin Village, and across from that, you see the water that's reflecting all the sunlight? That's Moko Sea, and that's where you'll have to cross to get to Whaletail Island.
And how long is the trip across the water to Whaletail Island?
Well, I don't do much on the water, so I cannot tell you. But yeah, I don't know much about Whaletail Island. I think it's a pirate place. I think they got pirates. They got a real pirate problem.
Do you know if there's a sailor in town we could talk to?
Oh, I'm sure there's sailors in town. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Did we already pay you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely paid you.
Did you?
I think you might have got hit in the head with another rock.
No, it does happen from time to time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right, Bill? We paid him.
Yeah, up front.
Yeah. I mean, why else would you come out here if not with already all the money?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nope, you're right. You're right. Yep, you're right.
All right,
Well, and you're all right with me too, Rooney. And that's not just referring to your 90-degree angle.
He pauses for a moment. He thinks about that one. He's like,
You're all right too, kid. All right, let's get over to Chin Village.
And I give him a wink and a point.
oh,
Glad he didn't get too bent out of shape.
Low five.
It's funny because his back's busted.
Fun fact about Rooney, he is entirely based off of a dude that I saw in a parking garage today.
That bad, huh?
It freaked me out. Thankfully, so this is the second time I've seen that guy, and thankfully both times he's been walking away from me because it's a dark parking garage, and I'm usually like the only person out there getting my car, and I'm like, if I saw a 90-degree person walking towards me, it sounds straight out of like a creepypasta.
Yeah, turn around and he doesn't have a face.
Good God.
No. The guy back in California, actually, he went to my church. He had the same situation.
You had a back situation?
Yeah.
Man, it must
He
suck.
had no
Dang,
face.
He had no face.
all these falling rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
They're a real problem.
That'll do it.
It's natural. It's the untold crisis across America right
Yes, it's true. So as you guys make it into Chin Village, Rooney says,
Well, I go faster on my own. Usually it takes a full day for me to get people over here. But it'll only take me about, the rest of today to get back. So I'm going to just head out. So good luck to you guys. Bye.
Bye, Rooney.
And he turns 180 degrees to walk his 90-degree self back through the mountains. It's a lot of angles. You guys didn't think you'd be doing so much geometry today, did you? As he does this, you guys turn back around to Chin Village, and you realize it's pretty empty. Like nobody's around, which is weird.
So we just steal a boat?
Where are you guys headed?
Whaletail Island. Do we know how to get there? It's just open water.
It is just open water. You currently
can
don't have
see
a
it.
vessel.
We can steal it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where did I land with Mr. Okeron?
Like in what sense?
Like when we ran from the pirates, where did we land?
Oh,
Was it in near this town?
yeah, it probably would have been actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So should we go check the beaches for...
So what if we start by checking where me and Mr. Okeron first showed up here on the boat?
That sounds like a good idea.
And if we can't find anything there, then we can go talk to pirates. The traders around here, the ship captains, and get us a boat. But first we should check, because I think the riddles had something about going to this place where we first landed, so might as well go there first.
Okay. You guys make your way to the beaches of Chin Village. Kind of going up along the coast. You feel fairly confident that you find the spot where you guys originally landed. There doesn't really seem to be anything there. And again, you're continually surprised because you really haven't seen a whole lot of people. But you can hear something off in the not too far off distance. Some loud noises, something jovial almost, like rhythmic in a sense.
Okay. But we don't see anything at the spot where we...
Right.
Okay.
To be fair, you have kind of made your way around the outside of this. So you kind of came in at the outskirts of the town, and then the beach was continued around to the outskirts. You know?
Mm-hmm. So we're on the beach right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do see a number of ships that are all docked, but nobody seems to be loading or unloading or in the ships, on the docks, near the ships, etc.
Okay.
Any idea what we're looking for, Bill?
No, not particularly. I don't see any boat dinghies out here, or don't see crates. Nothing. I don't know really what to look for out here. This is where we landed. It was right by this... I think it was by this rock. I think. I don't know. How many other rocks look like half a chicken?
I don't know. Well, the clue said...
Well, I might have a few in my pouch, actually.
No. Big rocks. These are boulders. It looks like a boulder. It looks like half a chicken.
Is there one? Can we see one here?
Is there a boulder here that looks like half a chicken?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There, like that one. See?
So...
It does not. It looks... I point to one, and you guys look at it, and it does not look like half a chicken, and...
It looks like half of a rotisserie chicken.
Oh, there you go. With a leg sticking out.
Yeah.
So that big rock over there, the one that we're not near right now.
Yeah, that one over there.
That one looks like an opposite half of a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. Do we maybe check by that? That's where we landed.
Yeah, should probably go check over there.
Yeah, let's go over there.
You check over there, and you still don't really see any dinghies or canoes or any other ships, if that's what you're looking for.
No X marks the spots, no chests, nothing.
You look at the map again, and it's not showing any kind of X or anything on the beaches of Chin Village. It does cross through Chin Village, like the dotted line, but the X is at Whaletail Island.
Okay. Well, it says return yourself to the island shores. The next clue will soon be yours.
Oh,
And
well,
then
we're not on the island, guys.
No. Did you meet Mr. Okeron on Whaletail Island?
Well, there was an island we were docked on for a limited time. It was like a pirate hideout where they would basically put all their smuggled goods and stuff in between ports and stuff. I didn't know the name of the island, but that might have been Whaletail Island, I guess. That might be what that might be what the island shores it's talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't specify. So, and then whenever we get there, we have to look to the back and use the flame in your heart.
Well, you did that already. Gohan did.
What?
With the flame on the map. Yeah, the candle flame. That's what gave us the map. So I guess we gotta go to the shores. So let's get a boat. Simple.
Yeah. Well, should we also find a map to Whaletail Island?
We have one right here.
Oh yeah.
Well, look at that.
Sorry, that rock monster did a number on my head. So I guess we just.
How far is it to the island?
We still have no idea.
It doesn't look like it'll take you.
Multi-day journey.
No.
Can we see it from here?
You can, yeah, you can actually kind of just barely make it out from where you're at. So it definitely doesn't look like it would take you a whole day.
Mr. Okeron and I, if Whaletail Island is the island where we escaped from the pirates, me and Mr. Okeron were able to escape them in a night in a dinghy, and he was, needless to say, not helping. So it was all me. I'm going to be honest. It was all me rowing that old man in a dinghy. Filled, mind you, with a lot of tea products he was not willing to let go easily.
I don't know if I'd say a lot, but whatever he could get.
Hey, this is Bill's interpretation of the story, okay?
Sorry.
Any amount of tea products, a lot to Bill, because he doesn't see any value in saving tea.
Oof.
He was very insistent on saving his tea. I saw no reason, but you know Mr. Okeron. Well,
man loves his tea.
Yeah.
Or loved his tea.
Oof. Anyways.
You gotta find a boat.
Our heads all sag.
Oh, gosh.
You gotta kick some.
Mika's whole purpose right now is just to continually remind you people that Okeron is dead.
And to get a boat. So it's not like we can grab anybody's keys, right?
So where'd you get that fox dog?
Something we've all been wondering.
That's a little bit off topic.
What's your fox dog's name?
You haven't actually talked about it.
Yeah, not since the
You
party.
guys haven't talked about it yet.
That was weeks ago.
He's just been following us. We talk all the time about Dilbert.
Yeah, Dilbert's cool.
Look at him. He's just enjoying a nice swim in the water.
Yeah, look at him.
Please, what dropped him in the ocean?
He's bobbing there, and he raises one tentacle and kind of waves it at you guys.
See, he knows we're talking about him.
Yeah, your fox dog is nowhere near Dilbert. We gotta get some backstory.
Maybe a little hat.
No.
What if his name is Fantastic Mister?
It's not.
Where'd the dog a hat?
Where'd the dog at?
Oh no, I said we need to get the dog a hat.
Oh.
I feel
Funny
like I
one.
named it in a different episode.
I don't think you did.
I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You could name it
Right now.
McKay. Oh, wait.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Oh, Otto.
Otto.
No.
It's a good name.
It's a good name. Strong name.
Strong name. Wish I'd have named it.
What about a kale? A kale.
How about Tommy Boy? Are we naming it right now? Have you not named this thing yet?
Yeah.
I told you, I'm pretty sure I named it in a different episode.
What do you
What's
mean
it-
by
what's his
episode?
name?
What does episode mean? Why do you give me that look, Mika?
Let's put a pin in this.
Fine. We'll get a ship, and then we'll discuss the name on the way there.
Perfect idea.
So, are there any ships that look easy to steal?
Let's head back to the docks, guys.
Well, you guys are still at the... Well, I mean,
Docks
you're
are
in
right
the
there.
beach dock area. I mean, it's all kind of connected.
So, should we just walk up to the first ship?
Well, you could literally just grab like a dinghy or something.
Yeah, but ships are cooler.
True, we could steal a whole ship and have a whole pirate crew or something mad
Yeah,
at
but
us.
that's a lot more noticeable and a lot probably more harder to sail.
But if
There's more
Whaletail
parts
Island,
to it.
if it's a pirate island, we want to blend in, right? Because they're going to
I would
notice
say
a
we
dinghy.
want to be inconspicuous.
Inconspic.
Whatever.
Trust me, any way you show up on a pirate island, they're gonna be asking questions if they see you.
I just think our word would carry a bit further in a ship than on a dinghy. That's just my thought.
Your word?
Does anybody
I
know
know,
how
When
but-
they
to
try and
sail?
attack the pirate, they're pirates. When they attack the ship,
They
I mean,
would
not
already
if
know
it's
what
just
the
on a
ship
pirate
is,
island.
probably.
Yeah, we just
They'd
say,
be
hey,
like, oh,
this-
that's so and so's ship.
Yeah.
Let's shoot him with cannons.
unless he's light, and he's like, hey, it's good old Steve's ship.
and then they would ask, "Where's Steve?"
We'll say he's drunk on deck. He's sleeping in the cabins.
Yeah, but why take the chance on, oh, this boat might be good, this boat might not be.
What if we find a boat where there is somebody drunk and sleeping in it?
Ah, there you go. Let's just look on the boats, and we can put all the blame on them.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you forgot to cast your mooring line.
Is that a sailing term?
What's a mooring line go
I
on?
don't know. The thing you tie to the dock. I don't know. Does anybody actually know how to sail? That's another thing.
I know how to row in
I grew up
in
on
a
a-
dinghy because I've done it before.
I grew up on a farm.
Okay, so I don't think we want something with a sail if none of us know how to sail.
What if we find someone who's going there and we just ask to tag along? There was a big party going around not too far from here, right?
If it's truly a pirate island, wouldn't the only people that'd be going there are pirates?
Yeah, they're reasonable people, right? If there's
In
one
my
thing-
experience, I was enslaved. So, yeah, I guess they're mostly reasonable. They fed me and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so worth a shot, right? We just go up to the party. We kindly ask some random pirate stranger who's
Who
probably
here's a pirate?
who here's a pirate.
Raise your hand.
I am. See, we play along. I'm a pirate.
Yeah, you got to raise your hand initially
Yeah,
to
I'm-
encourage more people. It's like, if you're on stage
Yeah.
and you ask people to raise their hand, you do it.
I like to think we walk in like Plankton from SpongeBob in that one episode. It's like, felicitations, malefactors.
Yeah, say that around a pirate. That'll work great.
Hey,
It worked
that
great
one
for
pirate
Plankton.
guy was like his
There
whole
was-
bit.
there
It was
was
like
one.
he was the well-spoken
There
pirate.
was. That's the one I talked about. The bow staff. The
Kilconey, that was
yeah,
his name.
Kilconey.
So what if he's on this island? We could talk
Well,
to
then
him
he definitely remembered me. That's for sure.
in a good way, or
Unless
a
if
bad
I hit him really hard in the head. I did hit him on the head. Maybe he's lost memory of me.
I don't know.
Well, I don't see anybody around here. I think maybe we have to go figure out what all that ruckus was.
We still hear it, right?
Well, where
Yeah.
is it on the...
So it sounds like it's coming from the center of town.
Oh, okay.
Go check out the ruckus.
The ruckus.
All right, then.
Yeah, ruckus time.
Ruckus time.
Ruckus time.
All right, so you guys make your
Ruckus. How about that?
way. Brockus.
No, not good. Okay.
What about fracas?
Fracas.
That's a good name.
You guys make your way
Rufus.
towards the.
We're not on the ship yet. We gotta
Oh, okay. We have to
keep a
wait.
pin in this.
We're
conversation.
saying this while we're walking.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the,
yeah.
Walking to the.
As you're walking towards the center of town, and as
towards
you
the ruckus.
do, music and crowds speaking and talking and chatting and stuff starts to get louder, and eventually you approach what seems to be a massive festival going on, and people are celebrating, and there's little like shop vendors that are selling. They're selling all sorts of like they look like sea serpent masks. Kind of like different colors and such like that. There's people selling food. There's people selling what look like fancy wood blocks that kind of have like a rounded shape to it, and they're kind of like glistening, like they've been painted with a special glittery paint. People seem to be gathering kind of into the center of town, and all of a sudden somebody well, I don't know. I mean, if you guys were going to interact with anything going on or thing.
Yeah, just sort of see if there's any
Pirates.
Pirates.
We'll say friendly faces.
Sure. Well, there's plenty of friendly faces. There's a lot of people that seem like they're having a good time, celebrating. if there was anything that you noticed that seemed off, you might notice that it seems like some people seem to like kind of be avoiding other people that are all wearing like the same outfits. So a lot of people are wearing.
It's not one of those festivals.
So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people wearing green, and there's a lot of people wearing red. And you notice that the people, not always, but a few times, you notice that people wearing green seem to be avoiding, or maybe in a small like one person to one person disagreement with somebody wearing red. But otherwise, that's all you notice. Yeah.
What kind of green is it?
Kind of more of like a
Big green or like an emerald green?
more like an emerald green. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And then the red is kind of a standard, kind of a scarlet red.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do I recognize that color? Any of these colors?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, people in the Fire Nation wear red, and people in the Earth Nation wear green, but they don't seem like.
I was more meaning like pirate colors.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
definitely not. No. Whatever the case, you see somebody walk. There's like a big podium or whatever. There's like a pillar, like a short pillar, like for putting something on, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody walks out wearing like some very nice, fancy clothes. Not far behind them, there's somebody wearing all black. Almost sort of looks like a dressy, almost ceremonial kind of a outfit. The one walking forward currently is a man. He's holding like a big square something in his hands with a big like fabric covering over top of it. The person behind him wearing all black, it's a woman. She's got a guard or somebody with her. She kind of approaches and then stands off to the side of the stage. The man carrying the large glass, he sets it onto the little pedestal, and he turns to the group and he's like,
Attention, attention everyone. It is time for the festival's proudest tradition, the revealing of the scales.
And everyone's like, ooh. And so they start to kind of gather around, and of course you guys kind of are within that crowd as you all gather around to see, and he's like,
Before I reveal the scales, I want to thank the people of Quin Chau village for joining us here today for the festival and bringing their scale along with them. As always, since it is Chin village's time to shine, I will be revealing the scale bestowed to us, the green scale.
And everyone's like, woo! They kind of like excited and stuff, and he pulls back the curtain, and everyone gasps. And you guys are like kind of unsure as to why they're all gasping, right? And the person who just pulled back the curtain, he kind of stands there very like surprised. The woman in all black, she kind of rushes up, and she looks kind of like panicked and stuff, like what's going on? And inside of this like glass case that he has set on this pedestal, and just pulled the curtain back from, there's a large red sort of ornate scale looking thing, kind of similar to what you saw some people buying from the vendors, but this one looks like very like almost glass, how it like reflects the light and stuff like that. Very like a scale, like a serpent scale or something like that. It's red, and everyone's gasping, and then you start to hear people throughout the crowd saying, "Where's the green scale? Where is it? Someone's stolen it!" And next thing you know, people are screaming and shouting and kind of panicking a little bit, and the man at the front says,
Please, everyone remain calm. We are sure to find the green scale. I'm sure it was a simple misplacement. Never fear. We will find it, and the festival can continue as normal. Oh dear.
And with that, we will end episode 2.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. Of course, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast through whatever podcast site that you're using, such as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and others. Additionally, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just look for the social media icons. Following us on social media gives you access to all news, announcements, and of course new episodes as they are released. You can check out our website, bendersandbrews.com, which will feature all of our episodes as well as news, announcements, and even cool character and player profiles. It's a great hub of information for the Benders and Brews podcast. And finally, we would be truly humbled if you would be willing to take the time to leave us a review if your podcast site allows you to do so, such as on iTunes. Or, in the case of YouTube, you can hit the like and subscribe button and drop us a comment. Tell us about what you thought about our podcast episodes. It sure would mean a lot to us. Avatar Legends is a tabletop role-playing game created by Magpie Games. Nickelodeon, Avatar, and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarks of Viacom International Inc., all rights reserved. I also want to thank the following artists who you can find on Fiverr for their amazing creative work on this podcast. Character art was done by alessiopapadraw. Background art by Kennicchi. Music by Joe Timms 215. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.